Yo, what's up, good people? Y'all know what time it is, baby. It's AA Sports, straight sports, no chaser. Got the super team of sports talk here with y'all on one half of it. They call me Diego Barishnikov, the Black Dominican Russian. Here checking in with my main man, my partner in crime, the 6 foot and under post-up champ. Tell them who you are.
What's good, good people? It's your boy Uncle Hate, the other A in AA Sports broadcasting live on a Tuesday. Here for our Week 8 NFL recap on Halloween Eve. What's good, homie?
Oh man, I can't call it. And for Halloween, I am disguised as a disgruntled San Francisco 49er fan, losing to the goddamn Cardinals again. Something got to shake.
Shit,
yeah, man. Play whatever. What the fuck ever. Whatever, good people. Y'all know what it's up, baby. We appreciate y'all tuning in to us. As always, continue to follow us on the YouTube channel and like those episodes. Leave us some comments, some thumbs up or down. It don't matter. Also, if you listen to us on the audio podcast platform, whether it be Spreaker or iTunes, continue to subscribe there. Same get up. You know the deal. Y'all know the routine. Watch, like, share it with your friends and family and all that good stuff. This is our special Halloween show. We got some goodies for y'all tonight. We will, of course, go over and recap Week 8 of the NFL season. Also, today was a trade deadline, so we got some trades to hit over. We'll hit over highlight some of those. Also, we got some news and notes, and we also got a special segment toward the end for y'all. We're going to do our everybody knows Black Monday, first Monday after the NFL season ends is when coaches get fired. So we are going to do it a little bit early and give some predictions of who we think going to get that pink slip. Some maybe sooner than later, right?
Absolutely. Some people need to be sitting down with their kids, but you're not going to the same school next year.
Right. That project they say that's doing 2 months, don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it.
Hey, tough break.
Tough break as always. Hey, but y'all know how we do open bar. We're going to get the show started just like we do each and every Tuesday. Hit y'all off with a little something called Something Like the News. This is the news and entertainment section of the show, not always pertaining to sports, but some things that we pull off of the internet and various places to entertain y'all before we get into the nooks and the crannies and the goodness of what we're going to get to tonight. Hey, start us off. What you got for the people?
Absolutely. I did my homework this week. All right. This first story is about Frederick Smith, a pastor in Memphis, Tennessee. Frederick Smith ran up one of his parishioners' credit card bill for $20,000. She was like the first and only member of the church at the time, and she gave him a credit card for the betterment of the church. Frederick ran that card up, spent it ended up being $20,000. He spent $9,000 in 10 days. Told that woman she knew everything that was going to happen, and he wasn't doing nothing out of the way. Well, they locked Frederick up.
They should have.
They should have. Hey, man, you young pastors out there, y'all stop taking advantage of these old people. Don't be using their credit cards for that foolery. You know what you're doing. Don't do it. And you're in county lockup right now. So, and he's done it a few other times apparently. He's done identity theft and all kind of stuff. So he's on the hook for about 60 racks. And his wife was supposed to get arrested as well, but they didn't take her. So tough break for you, Frederick. All right, I got a story for you. This one's for you directly. All right, Birmingham, Alabama. A man and his kids were eating McDonald's, and they decide to walk out and leave. A dude walks in busting. The father actually has a gun. He starts busting back and actually gets the guy. All right, big homie. You shoot this dude and stop him from robbing McDonald's. They give you a decision. Lifetime Big Macs or lifetime fish fillets. Which one you going with, dog?
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one. You know how I like the Big
with cheese.
Oh, it's got to be with cheese. Don't give me that without cheese shit. My wife orders that bullshit. She orders, if we go to McDonald's, she likes to order the fish fillet without cheese and without the damn tartar sauce. She just wants the fish. She just want the fish patty and the bread, and then she hit them up for their hot mustard sauce for the nuggets, and then she puts that on the fish sandwich. Me, I gotta have it with the cheese, of course, extra tartar. It's the only way to get it, extra tartar. But I like my Big Mac attacks too, so that's a hard one.
We talking about Lifetime, cuz every time you go in there, you're good.
Lifetime, I'm gonna have to go with the fillet of fish, I think.
Whoa!
Just because only reason is because I'm getting older and all that meat. I don't like to eat all that meat anymore. We're clogging up the digestive system and shit. It ain't as easy to get it out anymore as it used to be. So I'm gonna go with the fillet of fish just for that reason. That was a good one though. I wasn't expecting that.
All right, this is an update from a couple weeks ago. You remember we were talking about the young man, Demarius Murkison, who worked for Kroger and got fired and demanded his check like that day.
Oh yeah, on spot.
And called in the terroristic threats. Well, Demarius came out and said that wasn't even him, cuz that was his twin brother. He said I was outside in the car. He was the one who made them calls and went inside there and threatened them folks. Really?
That don't even make sense.
That don't make no sense. None whatsoever. That's what he's riding with. He said, I was outside and somebody in the background said, I will kill you and I will kill everybody in there. It was not me. It was somebody else. My brother, he don't stay with me and he went to jail for that. Right.
Word.
All right. This is another twin story. It was a twin story week. This one's kind of funny. Kevin Duger is currently in jail for killing a rival gang member in Chicago in 2003. He's serving a pretty long sentence. Well, Kevin's trying to get a retrial and get out of jail because his twin brother's name is Carl Smith, who's currently serving 99 years in prison, said, hey, dog, I did that. I killed them folks. My brother didn't do it. You know what this brought to mind for me, right?
What's that?
This was Weebay sitting in that room wanting that extra sandwich on the wire and just took all them bodies.
All of them. Put them all on me. Yep, I did that one too.
If you got 99 years, get your brother out of jail. But the folks didn't go for it. They refused the retrial, and that was no bueno for him. All right, my last something like the news story. This one here just lets you know that thugs, it don't matter if you're in a wheelchair or not, you can still be a thug. 26-year-old man by the name of Sanchez James is paralyzed from the waist down. He got shot. He got put in jail last year because he ran up on his ex-girlfriend and her boyfriend and killed them dead.
Wow.
Right. He was jealous, felt the type of way, shot him. That's not a good look, people. Thugs in wheelchairs, you let the girl go, cuz. Y'all broke up, she moved on. Let her go. Now you going to jail for life in a wheelchair over feeling a type of way. Do better, people.
I mean, is he like, okay, because people are in wheelchairs for various reasons. So is he like paralyzed or?
Oh, he's paralyzed from the waist down because he got shot.
Okay, so he's paralyzed from the waist down. So, okay, so sex-wise, he can't feel anything, right?
Nah.
Okay, so it ain't. Okay, so it ain't that, saying that old girl, saying is so good or whatever that, he just can't get enough of it. That's why he's going crazy about it. He don't even know what it feel like.
Right. So she done moved on, and he wasn't letting it ride. So he's in Fulton County Jail, about to go to prison for the rest of his life. Do better, people. That shit is no bueno. Yeah, that's about it. Did you hear that Minnesota are doing Prince-inspired jerseys for the Timberwolves?
What?
Right.
No, run that by me. Okay, so
right. There's City Edition. You know them City Edition jerseys? They're doing a Prince-inspired one with violet colors and edgy fonts based off of the Purple Rain album and the film art. That shit is a L, cuz. I understand Prince was big in Minnesota. I get it. But I saw the picture online. That shit's a L. You can play his music all in the Target Center. I believe that's the name of their arena. But that's not a good look. Not a good look to me. That's all I got, big homie. You ready to go to work? You got anything?
All right. Well, I got a few. This first one comes out of straight out of England. What is this lady's name? I can't even pronounce her name. Antheus Rim of Great Britain. She's a crazy motherfucker. She said that she has had sex with 20, not one, not two, not three, but 20 people, 20 ghosts over her lifetime, and that she's currently engaged to a poltergeist.
Do you think they went raw?
You know, they definitely didn't need a condom. Definitely. Whatever kind of weed that they got over there that she is smoking, I don't know if I want to try it because I'm just curious, or whatever she's on, I might want to stay away from because she's batshit crazy.
20 ghosts, and she's engaged to a ghost right now.
She's engaged to a ghost.
Yeah, she needs to be in one of them rooms with them soft walls where she can
padded walls, straight jacket, all that shit. So I got that one. I got that one straight from the New York Post. So if y'all want to go read up on some more details of the lady that fucks ghosts, go check out the New York Post website. Only other thing I got is another update. Now this is actually the third update. On this particular one. It'll probably be the last. Yeah. So y'all know the last few weeks, probably up to a month, that we have been highlighting and coming back to our favorite football coach in here in the Atlanta area, Chamblee High School, Coach Curtis. So just to recap, refresh our memory for those of y'all that may have missed the other couple shows. Coach Curtis was a coach here in Atlanta that decided his football team was too goddamn soft, and had some shirts made up with the acronym DPNP for Don't Be No Pussies. Parents didn't like it. He was put on administrative leave for a week. They let him come back to work the next week. Everything Gucci. All right, so we've been following up just to see how Coach Curtis and company have been doing, and they were still getting their ass kicked, right? Still getting their ass kicked every week. So when I go to check on them this last time, come to find out that I noticed on the Max Prep Sports website that it's a different head coach name. So I'm like, wait a minute. Something ain't right. I go to the high school website. No trace of Coach Curtis or any head coach for that matter. The coaching staff starts off with the offensive quality control coach. That's the first coach you see on the website. So that's odd. So your boy Diego did some investigation. I called the school today. Called up to the school. They forwarded me to the athletic director desk. Mind you, this is very easy. All I had to do was say, hey, I'm from an independent sports agency. I was just checking to see if Coach Curtis was still the coach. Coach Curtis has been relieved of his duties. And it could have very well been. Remember we talked about him being on whether he was on the hot seat or not. Right. And whether he was going to continue to get another chance. Well, Coach Curtis actually been there 3 years. And up until this year, he was 3-19. So he was already 3-19 coming into this year, and then he had all those ass whippings from this year, on top of the stuff with the T-shirt. So it wasn't a very hard decision that they needed to go ahead and let Coach Curtis go.
His seat was hot, so that's why he came with them shirts trying to get that motivation. But you can't lose all them games and keep your job, man. Hey, Coach Curtis, you out there want to come on the show and tell your side, man? We fuck with you. So. Absolutely.
Outside of that, before we get into the NFL stuff, shout out to the Boston Red Sox beating the Los Angeles Dodgers 4-1, right?
Yeah, 4 games to 1. Legit domination too.
I mean, pretty much. Stephen Pierce was MVP. David Price did his thing. Boston was a beast all year from pretty much
all year long.
All year long. I was wondering, as we got closer to the playoffs, if they was going to have that good ass season and then not win the World Series, because that would have kind of been like the Patriots going undefeated in the regular season, losing the Super Bowl. That would have been like the Warriors breaking the win record and then losing to the Cavs in the finals. So regular season don't mean shit if you don't cap it off with a title. And Boston did that and did it, quite frankly, with ease.
So nobody's going to work tomorrow in Boston. Like nobody.
Well, see, though, that was Sunday. That was Sunday night.
The parade's tomorrow.
Parade. Okay, I was like, when is the parade? So the parade's tomorrow. Okay.
The kids ain't got to go to school. Nothing. Everybody gonna be downtown Boston tomorrow.
And speaking of kids, and I'll leave. This is the last thing we'll do. I'll say on Boston. Speaking of kids, I saw something on Twitter that it was a little meme somebody made up. But if you were the age of 16 and a Boston sports fan, you were born around January 2002, you would be alive for all of these championships.
They know nothing about the suffering.
The Patriots won in 2002, 2004. The Red Sox also won in 2004. Patriots won again in 2005. The Red Sox won in 2007. The Celtics won a championship in 2008. The Bruins won a hockey championship, Stanley Cup, in 2011. Red Sox came back again, won another World Series in 2013. Patriots won Super Bowls in 2015 and 2017. And then the Red Sox just won another title, another World Series here in 2018. And the Patriots could very well win another Super Bowl, depending on what happens in 2019. That is 3, 6, 9. That's 11 championships in a 16-year span. Talk about a championship sports city.
That shit right there lets you know that there's hope for Cleveland. And I'm not talking about the Cavs because they're fucked. I'm talking about the Indians. Because you think about how long the Red Sox were bad. They were cursed. And that's what, 4 titles in all these years?
Well, the Red Sox, they would have good seasons. They just had that curse about the World Series. Remember, they went all the years of the World Series. So
Right. But that's 4 titles since what, 2000?
2004 for the Red Sox. Yeah, 4 of them since 2004. Since Kurt Schilling in the sock.
Did you see? We're about to get off of this. But did you see that they did not invite him when they did the reunion team from that year? They didn't invite him. He was upset about that. Boy, he went to Facebook.
Because he be on TV talking shit.
Yeah, you know, he got fired from ESPN because his political views or whatever. But they don't really fuck with him. So they did not invite him back when they invited like most of the team back. I mean, I ain't see Manny there, and it wasn't real because Manny wasn't there. But Kirk Schilling wasn't there either. So
there it is.
Tough break. You ready to go to work?
Yes, sir. Let's get into these Week 8 recaps. First game, Thursday night game last week. We had the Dolphins, Brock Osweiler and company going into the Texans to take on Houston. Houston took care of business 42-23. Deshaun Watson, I think he had 5 passing touchdowns, if I'm not mistaken.
Deshaun Watson's pretty good, and that defense is rounding into shape. They lost Will Fuller. That's tough, but they made an addition later today, which we'll talk about later on. But Lamar Miller running the ball with this, DeAndre Hopkins and the other wide receivers on the outside, man, that's tough. That catch he made in that game, you seen something like that?
That was sick. Between the legs, one-handed between the legs. I mean,
crazy.
That boy got hands, man. DeAndre Hopkins. DeAndre Hopkins, that boy got hands. He got hands.
Man,
to me,
I mean, he makes it look so easy when he does it.
To me, him and Michael Thomas of the Saints, they got the best hands at receiver in the league to me. You can argue just talking about pure hands. You go overall receiver, you want to put Julio, AB, all them into the conversation. Yeah. But the way that they high point balls, the way that they snatch balls out of the air, the way that they can catch the ball away from their body, they to me, they're the two cream of the crop in the league to me.
That's a go. But the wheels are falling off in Miami. They were 3-0 if I'm not mistaken, but shit has gone the other way since then. And we're going to see with them.
Devontae Parker had a good game.
Yeah, and he didn't get traded either. Boy, I'm telling you, the worst thing that happened to him was Albert Wilson getting hurt the Sunday before this past week. Because they were going to trade him. He was gone. But Albert Wilson get hurt. Now we got to play you, so we can't trade you. But what's his name? Gase. Adam Gase looks like an idiot because if this boy had been healthy the last couple of weeks, why you wouldn't throw him out there? He's a first-round pick just to see what you got, just to see.
Right. So, hey, it's the Dolphins. Enough said about them. Texans are now on a 5-game winning streak, I believe. 5
games. Boy, Bill O'Brien needs to buy Deshaun Watson a good Christmas gift every year, every single year.
Yeah, because he's saving that job for him. Next up, the First Sunday game and the last of the London games had the Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. They still have not reclaimed the name of the Savages.
No.
Now, the highlight of this game started before the game, right?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So we had four or five members of the secondary, not including Jalen Ramsey, not including AJ Boye because he didn't even make the trip. He was hurt. But there was a little incident inside of a London nightclub about a bar tab, $50,000, something like that.
Yeah, 40,000 in US dollars.
Okay. They didn't want to pay the tab. They got detained or arrested, whatever you want to call it. It was resolved, and they got, was let free. First thing I said when I seen the story was, "What the fuck?"
Right.
Was why y'all out at 4 a.m. the day before a game drinking like that anyway?
Right.
Okay. Now they're saying that it was a misunderstanding because the club kept bringing them bottles to the table that they didn't ask for. They figured it was comp because, quite frankly, here in Atlanta, Miami, LA, Vegas, if you're in those cities, that shit happens all the time. People just start bringing shit to the table. They figure you a baller, you'll pay it. They was like, hell no, we're not paying this shit. So I can kind of see where it could be some conflict with that. But my issue is, why are you out that late? You there on a business trip? I understand wanting to see the city have a little fun, but you got to be a little bit more responsible than that, especially when y'all been losing.
Absolutely. I mean, their bye started right after that game. At the end of the day, shit, play the game. Then be like, you know what? I'm gonna stay over in London a couple days. Then you go party after the game. But to be out that time of night and 4 people, a $40,000 tab, that's $10,000 on champagne. Yeah, that didn't start off right for them.
No, not at all. Not at all. But, getting to the game, I mean, it was a decent game, actually. I actually woke up and watched it. It was a decent game. Of course, they still can't do anything on offense, really.
No.
And that's not going to change, I don't think.
Yeah, their wide receivers scared nobody, so that's single coverage all day long. And Blake is taking off running more, which I can't necessarily blame him. But their offense is ass. So, and Carlos Hyde was not the answer this past Sunday. He was not.
Yeah, and I was just going to mention him. I mean, you traded for him, and then you give him 6 carries for 11 yards.
Yeah.
Blake Bortles was your leading rusher, 8 carries, 43 yards. If you have a struggling quarterback that is turnover prone, you have no notable receivers to speak of that scare anybody.
No.
Why are you not running the ball? I don't understand.
Doug Marrone is a different cat. They were in the game. I can give them that, but it's a clusterfuck down there in Jacksonville. They need to spend this whole bye week trying to figure it out. And I don't know if they can by next Monday when they go back to work. I don't know. But they lost. Philly, they bounced back after the loss to us, the Carolina Panthers at least. Carson Wentz looked good. The running game still ain't necessarily where I want it to be, but they did what they need to. They're heading into their bye week, and we'll talk about them a little bit later because they made an addition also.
Correct. There you go. All right. So next up, we had an AFC West matchup. Denver Broncos winning the Arrowhead. Actually played these boys pretty good. Came up on the short end though, losing to the Chiefs, 30-23. I didn't expect much from the Broncos. They hung with them for a little bit. I mean, it's a division game, so maybe you can kind of expect that. But the Chiefs, they continue to do their thing, man. That offense is looking great. Defense is coming along a little bit. Yeah. I really don't have any other accolades. I'm running out of accolades to give the Chiefs.
Man, they're going to be more dangerous because, like you said, the defense is coming along. If that comes along with what they got on offense, look out, league. But yeah, that's Chiefs did what they do, so we can move on from that.
And you know what? And we've been talking about it for a few weeks now because we can't wait to that matchup between them and the Rams. And come to find out, I didn't know that Mexico City game is actually that game.
Right. That's like a week from Monday, I believe.
Mm-hmm. So that should be a good one. So shout out to the Chiefs team to do their thing. What are they? 6-1 now? 7-1?
6-1.
6-1. Okay. Next up, AFC North matchup: Pittsburgh Steelers taking care of business 33-18 over the Cleveland Browns, aka what are we gonna call them? We got to find a name to call the Browns. What do you call a dysfunctional family?
That's a good question. I just keep thinking dumpster fire. I mean, you know, sometimes you see stuff and you know it's a bad look when you see it. You know it. I mean, flat out. Hugh Jackson on Hard Knocks, almost everything out of his mouth was a bad look. Almost everything. It's almost like you could trace it back to then. This shit is just, and I thought they were going to win 8 games this year. But I don't know if we talked about it when we were doing the season previews. Hugh Jackson's an offensive guy. So it really didn't make no sense to add Todd Haley if he's an offensive guy. And that just never worked from day one. It just never worked.
Yeah, I mean, you can be an offensive dude and hire a higher coordinator if you want to. Can't think of the word. Let him manage that. Delegate. That's what I'm looking for. Let him delegate that to him, because he is a great play caller, and you handle all of the rest of the stuff. Because being a head coach, you got a lot of stuff to think about and do.
But Todd is a different cat, though. You ain't about to handle Todd.
Well, and that's right. That's what I was going to allude to. That's the thing. It's not the fact that you hired a coordinator. It's the fact that look at who you hired and then look at how you trying to go at him. We just saw a little bit of it from Hard Knocks. Who knows what's been going on in that building when those cameras are off? I mean, he tried to chump him all the time. Tell him
last 2 weeks he done chumped him post game. The last 2 weeks.
Yeah. So and then what really got me was before this game last week, he's him talking about he guess he'll get involved with the offense now. It's week 8. When were you going to get involved? But now it's too late because you got the boot, Ty Haley got the boot, and these motherfuckers then put crazy ass Greg Williams in charge of the team for the rest of the year. How do you think that's going to go?
I think that's a dumpster fire as well, but I disagree with Todd Haley shouldn't have got fired. This is his first year. Okay, if the whole plan is to protect Baker, that's all we keep hearing. He don't need to be around this dysfunction. Mm-hmm. Okay, the dude that's been in his ear basically since June? Because I don't believe the first round pick signed till around June or so. The draft ain't till May, so he's been in his ear since May, May or June, whenever.
Right.
And you take him out of his ear, you take Hugh out of his ear. You should have kept Todd Haley. At least until the offseason, let the new coach come in, fire him, do whatever. The new dude calling plays, you said he's never called pro plays before, right?
Yeah, I think they said that he's never called plays at the pro level. So I don't know how the hell that's going to work. The only reason I can think of that they got rid of Haley is maybe he is just as much fault behind the scenes as far as instigating shit, saying slick shit, because Ty Haley got a mouth on him.
Yes,
he'll real when he ain't wanting to hold shit back. No. So it could very well be that. We just did, we don't hear about that because he ain't the head coach. We always heard about the head coach. So I can see them like, you know what? Both of y'all get the fuck out of my office and go home.
Hey, I'm just saying, holla at your boy. Let me know.
Hey,
man, Hugh, they looked out for you because I would have fired your ass last summer. You had 2 years.
I don't know. Yeah. So I don't know what route they're going to go now. You would think they look at, saying they want an offensive guy, but we'll see. We'll see. It is Cleveland. Just when you thought that things were turning around, they maybe turning the corner. They got a lot of talent on that team. Maybe it was going to be different. It don't like it's going to be any different, and Jarvis is probably going to be giving a lot of them damn speeches.
I was just about to say, it's contagious. They had to cut him out because that shit is contagious.
All right, moving along. Next up, we had Alex Smith and the Redskins winning 20-13 over the New York Football Giants. More of the same from the Giants. No run game. Odell got involved, and they got him involved early. They just
that was a good ass catch he made. Being held, falling to the ground. That was a good ass catch.
Mm-hmm. But they got into the red zone a couple times and turned the ball over. So that killed a couple scoring opportunities, and just kind of more the same. The Redskins again, not great, nothing that's going to blow you away, but they ain't going to necessarily give the game away either. And playing a team like the Giants, they were able to squeak out a win.
Hey, dog, can we play a game real quick?
All right, what's
Just
that?
so people can know. Okay, you be Eli with your no trade clause, and I'm gonna be the Giants management. I'm gonna be Dave Gettleman.
All right.
I come up to you in the locker room after the game. Say, Eli, this shit ain't really working out. We'd like you to waive your no trade clause to go somewhere else. What you think?
Fuck out my face.
Because what's the discussion if he has a no trade clause?
There isn't one. And Eli, this is a guy who pretty much chumped everybody off, or the Chargers off, when he came into the league saying, I'm not going there, I'm not playing for you. You draft me if you want to. So why do you think he's gonna drop a no trade clause? He's 38. He wants to retire a Giant. So if y'all don't want him, y'all better cut him, because he's not gonna sign off on no shit like that.
Have you ever heard of an NFL player getting a no trade clause? I don't even think Tom Brady has a no trade clause.
Tom Brady gets money back too, so Tom Brady is different. Did Brett Favre have one? I want to say Brett Favre had one in his latter days in the Packers, which is why they couldn't really get rid of him.
I don't
quote me on that. I could be very wrong on that. But it's very few far in between. I can't think of one off the top of my head that's had one.
And I didn't know until you told me earlier. So I'm like, okay, so what's all this talk about? I mean, old boy said he ain't trying to leave New York, so
right.
Why are y'all coming to him? So,
right. If he doesn't even want to go join his old buddy Tom Coughlin down in Jacksonville, and they could use him, then he's not going anywhere.
Right. So get the fuck out of his face. Don't come at him with that fuckery no more. Just don't.
I don't even know if Eli cussed, but he probably just opened up one of them Oreos and licked that shit, stuck it on his head. Hey, everything is a joke in New York right now. Before I forget, before we get off of this game, I tweeted it out on Sunday because I have to. We like to hold ourselves accountable here at AA Sports, and I had to eat some crow because I was one of the idiots out here who thought Adrian Peterson didn't have it no more, and he has proved us oh so wrong.
I did too. Hey man, all you athletes out there, you older athletes, y'all need to find that shit that Adrian Peterson is shooting and use it.
Real.
He ran a 65-yard touchdown at 34 years old on them young boys. I would have traded everybody.
Right, exactly. And the equivalent of that, because you got Frank Gore, like I think he's 34, 35.
Yeah,
Frank Gore, he's still putting in a little bit of work with Miami. I can't see Frank Gore running off no 65-yard touchdown right now.
Nah, absolutely not.
Adrian Peterson, he's a cyborg. We say they built him in that same lab that they built LeBron in.
Because he fought 8 cops and came out all right. So we should know this is who he is.
Very true, very true, very true. I forgot all about that. Next up, we had the Seattle Seahawks taking care of business in Motown, beating the Lions 28-14. I expected that to be a close game, but they beat them kind of handedly.
Man, start to finish. I took another L with that game. I just really expected Detroit to stand up at home. They've been playing well, but hey, man, Seattle's looking legit on the low. Like, on the low.
Yeah, they like I said, they're getting right. They're getting right. The young defense is playing. They getting it together on offense. They had some injuries at the beginning of the season, but they got that kind of figured out. People are back, and they're running the ball. Another team that has decided to start running the ball. And when you run the ball, good things happen.
Hey, man, a defense and a run game is kind of what made Russell Wilson famous. Did I say that?
Yep, you did. And as much as we want to convert everything to this fantasy league and analytics and fantasy football and high scoring, at the end of the day, defense and running the ball are two of the main cornerstones of football. And if you can't do that, you won't win many games. I don't give a damn how many times you throw the ball.
Y'all saw how that shit worked out when he was pirouetting and trying to throw the ball all over the field. Look at how it is now. I don't think he threw the ball 25 times in that game. I don't even think he did. So
let's see. I'll get it to you right quick. Because Chris Carson had, I think, 105 yards on the ground in that particular game, if my memory serves me correctly, and it does. Russell Wilson threw the ball 17 times.
Bingo.
14
defense in the run game.
And when you're talking about 17 times, those were some efficient runs.
Right.
I'm sorry, efficient passes.
Yeah.
14 and 17 for 248 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Defense and a run game, people. I know all them analytics tell y'all otherwise, but defense and a run game.
And on the flip side of that, the Lions still won't give Kerryon Johnson the ball consistently. 8 carries, 22
pretty good.
yards.
He's like better than everybody y'all got, and you won't let this cat run the ball.
Kerryon Johnson is the best running back they've had in at least 5 or 6 years.
Man, am I wrong to say, like, since Barry Sanders?
That's what I wanted to say, but I just felt I was missing at least one person in between there that was doing pretty decent.
Who you missing? Nobody. So,
hey, Javed Best was good before he had to retire.
A year. That's it. They ain't had nobody since Barry Sanders. That's a damn shame.
Oh, yeah. Damn shame. Damn shame. All right, Lions. The Lions gonna lion. Moving on. We had the Cincinnati Bengals winning 37-34 over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Jameis Winston lost his job during this game. Fitzmagic came in, sprinkled some of that fucking fairy dust on the field, and all of a sudden they were, as a matter of fact, they were in a tie game late in the game, and then Cincinnati drove the field and kicked the game-winning field goal.
Left too much time on the clock. Man, I watched that game. I watched it. Jameis has thrown he's had 10 interceptions in 4 games. Multiple games of 2 interceptions apiece. I was watching this game a lot. Sometimes some of them throws he was throwing made no goddamn sense. I mean, he was literally throwing the ball to the other team. Like, literally.
Yeah.
You know,
something as a fourth-year quarterback you still shouldn't be doing.
We talked about this a few times because I have no idea what Tennessee and Tampa are going to do at quarterback because they got to make a decision next year, right, with both of them dudes.
Well, as far as Tampa goes, they've already picked up Jameis's option, the 5th-year option, but it's only guaranteed for injury. So as long as he don't get hurt, they can cut him or walk away. I'm trying to wonder, and I'm going to ask you, what do you think they do? Because if you get rid of Jameis, then who are you bringing in? You know what I'm saying? Who are you bringing in?
It's like I feel like they need to keep him, but because you cannot have 4 horrible interceptions in one game. You cannot.
I think he has 15 interceptions on the season.
I'm gonna throw something at you. And this is a stat that I saw. Now, what do we think about Blake Bortles?
Outside of him being garbage?
Okay, just flat out. We think he's garbage, right?
Right.
Turnovers. He is 1 turnover ahead of Jameis Winston. So Blake has 55. Jameis has 54. That's unacceptable, dog.
Over the span of their careers?
Yes. That's unacceptable.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, pretty much.
We always, it comes up with Blake all the time. Like, he leads the league in turnover since he's been in. Jameis is 1 turnover behind him. 1.
Well, the 50, actually, because I think I got the same stat that you got because I remember I saved it. The 50, that's just Jameis's interception. He has another 21 fumbles. So he's got a total of 71 turnovers in 48 career games.
Damn.
And he's one of the league leaders in interceptions this year and fumbles and turnovers this year. And he didn't even play the first 3 games or 2 games.
I tweeted out Sunday. I said, I feel like Jameis is trying to speed up the turnovers for the 3 games he didn't play. Because that shit was ridiculous.
Got a quota to meet, man. This is what I think is going to happen. Because
they got to keep him, right? They got to.
Well, I think Dirk Cutter's going to be gone.
Yeah, he's done.
I think Dirk Cutter's going to be gone. And with the GM that currently is there, I can't remember his name, Lick, something like that, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken. He drafted Jameis, and you know these GMs they like to go down with the ship when they draft quarterbacks, especially when they draft the number one overall. So it can kind of be, if he gets rid of Jameis, then the Glazer family could say, well, you drafted him, you following his ass right on out the door. So he maybe want to keep him around for that, fire Dirk Cutter, bring somebody else in next year, see how that 1 year goes, and then maybe go from there. Since again, you don't have too many viable options next year.
You really don't.
Not a lot coming out in the draft as of right now. It's not looking like. So they're kind of in a tough spot. Dirk Cutter's in a tough spot. He want to try to save his job, I'm pretty sure. And that means he needs to play.
You fired already though. You got to know.
But it's like if he can win some games, then he could probably make and save his job. But in order to do that, he's probably gonna have to play Fitz.
Yeah. But one thing I think Dirk gotta do, pick somebody and stay with him. Because technically, I mean, Fitz played like shit in that Chicago game, but I mean, they kind of should have stuck with him at that point because he was balling before that.
Yeah, this is a tough one. I normally don't recommend this. He might have to flip flop a couple more times throughout this year. He might just have to ride the hot hand or ride it week by week because you know
what? I take that back.
What's that?
I take that back because you remember that Pittsburgh game, that Monday night. He played like shit in that game. He just still kept it close, but he threw a lot of interceptions in that game. So don't want to say he came back to Chicago game that following Sunday, threw another 4 picks, so we had to do it. But yeah, you're right. They're probably gonna have to flip flop. They're gonna have to.
Yeah, because we know Fitz gonna have a good game or two, and then he's gonna have 2 or 3 bad ones. Same with Jameis. So I mean, it's just tough down there, and to be a Tampa Bay fan right now.
But the good thing in regards to Tampa, last thing I got on that, they get the lowball Jameis at this point. We ain't talking.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we ain't talking big money at this point. So.
Even before this game this weekend, he had pretty much played himself out of one of those, I guess if you want to call it a max deal, to get up there in that top 10 pay range. Yeah, he's already played himself out of that. Absolutely. So
yeah, he's gonna be around that Case Keenum number, if that.
Yeah. So I mean, I like Jameis, but you gotta do better, dog.
He gotta stop playing like a puppy and play like a dog.
Right. Next up. Speaking of the Bears, they beat the Jets at home 24-10. This is one game that I didn't see really much of any of, so I don't really have much on it. What are the Bears now? 4-4?
No. They've actually won some games. Mitch Trubisky's not that bad, though. Not that bad.
Yeah,
he ain't great, right. But he ain't that bad.
Right. As long as he's one of those quarterbacks right now with the defense that they got, he just got to kind of try to hold it in the road.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you said, don't become Jameis. Don't start turning the ball over.
Right.
They should be okay. They still sit in the top of the division at 4-3. So we'll see how that goes. They got some division matchups left, which is probably going to determine which way their season go. But so far so good, man.
Absolutely.
All right, next up. Ass whooping that I didn't think was going to be an ass whooping. Your Carolina Panthers, 36-21 over the Ravens. And trust me, people, if you didn't see this game, 36-21, it wasn't even that close.
Nope. Keep damn pounding. We pounding. Hey, I didn't expect it. Baltimore came out, scored on the first drive, 75 yards. They got a rushing touchdown. But after that, we put the brakes on them. We locked them up. Cam looked good. The receivers look good. Hey, man, we playing like this. I don't want the national coverage. Don't talk about us. Talk about everybody else. Let's just keep going. Get to about 8 to 10 wins. Then we can move forward. Talk about us when we get to 10. But the defense looked good, man.
It's about to start coming, that recognition that you don't want. It's about to start coming because I'm already starting to hear people. And it's very well true that, what Norv Turner is doing with Cam this year is a pretty good thing. So I'm starting to hear people talk about that even more. So the more y'all win, the more people going to start talking about y'all. You can't fly under the radar all season.
But you know what's funny about that completion percentage thing? If you just check down, And that's all he's doing. If you just check down, get the numbers up, that's all they care about. That's it. I mean, he's doing
I don't even
nothing
care about
different.
the completion. Yeah, I don't care about the completion percentage. I don't give a damn about that. But what I see different from Cam is he knows how to change up his speeds on his throws now. Everything ain't a fastball. He's putting some more touch on the ball, and that's helping. He's fitting balls in tight windows when he needs to. There's a couple passes that he threw to Greg Olson that he needed to do the fastball, and he did it. So I feel a lot of growth from Cam, and it could just be he's been in the league quite a while now, former MVP. He's just maturing, and some of it could very well be
29 years old.
Contribute to more Turner coming
in. At some point, you got to get it. You can't beat everybody with your legs. The thing I'm most impressed with, and I'll do an early baller before we get out this game. I don't think Cam was sacked in this game one time. This team sacked Marcus Mariota 11 times. I don't think Cam's jersey got dirty from a sack one time in this game. Not once. That's huge, considering what we've been dealing with injury-wise and everything. So we're going to keep
playing a team like Baltimore, like you said, they get after the quarterback. I mean, that's what they do. And for him to not be touched very often, hey, that's a win.
Absolutely. So we got Tampa this week, deal with Fitzmagic. I think that the praise and hype gonna come if we beat Pittsburgh a week from Thursday. We play them on Thursday Night Football. We beat them, it's coming. We ain't gonna be able to hide from that then.
And I think the game is in y'all place, right?
If it's at home, we good.
Okay. And you were right. Yeah, Cam didn't take any sacks, so
that's crazy, ain't it? Considering all the injuries we done had on offense, on the offensive line, he did not get dirty one time from a sack. You do that, you're gonna be all right.
Absolutely. I think the Ravens have Pittsburgh up next, if I'm not mistaken. So
yeah, that's a big one Sunday. There's some good games this Sunday.
All right. Next up, another blah game. The Colts, Andrew Luck and the Colts winning 42-28 over the Raiders. Again, when you run the ball for these quarterbacks, they don't have to throw the ball a whole lot. Marlon Mack, again, 100 yards, over 100 yards, 132 to be exact, 2 touchdowns. Andrew Luck only had to throw the ball 31 times, not 61. Recipe, people, the recipe. The recipe, do you feel us? Run the ball. It leads to wins a lot of the time.
Hey, man, if Andrew Luck don't have to throw the ball 50 times, you have a pretty good chance of winning. Why? Maybe, I know I'm my part on this show, I'm the hater, the antagonist in some cases, but why do I want the Raiders to lose every game?
Every game.
I want them to lose every game.
Everyone. You are absolutely right.
Okay, I feel better about it. You feel the same way. Good. So.
Hey. But they play us this week, so hey, we are here for the picking. They might get one this week, but now this is the.
I don't like nothing about their Raiders team. Nothing.
No, not at all. Me either. I mean, I'm a 49er fan, so we're born to hate the Raiders anyway. So this is, I'm loving the fact that they garbage. I mean, we garbage right now too. But we garbage for a reason. What's the Raiders?
I forgot about something.
What's that?
I forgot about something. We know how y'all get down though. Y'all gonna run on the field or in the parking lot? Which one?
That's what I was getting ready to say. This game Thursday night is the last. remember they stopped letting us play. They stopped letting us play each other preseason a few years back because San Francisco 49er fans and Raiders fans are two of the craziest ass fan bases in the NFL, and they are known for fighting, cutting, stabbing people. I don't know what's going to happen during this game. Now, it's not in the black hole. It's at our place, so it's in Santa Clara. So, maybe the riffraff won't travel, but I doubt it. It's going to be full of Raiders fans. It's going to be full of our fans. It's going to be a Thursday night. Hey, it's going to be a nice little battle. Like I said, it's going to be the last battle of the Bay, so to speak, before the Raiders move on to Vegas. So it's going to be a pretty high game for two sorry-ass teams.
I'm looking forward to whoever wins in the fifth quarter.
In the parking lot?
Yeah, absolutely.
You already know. So after that game's over, people, start scrolling Twitter because there will be some fights and some incidents. I can rest assure you of that. Speaking of my 49ers, we gave a game away to the fucking Cardinals again, as I mentioned earlier in the show, 18-15. I mean, we did everything we could to win this game, but didn't do enough. And you know what? I got mad at you watching this game.
What's up?
Because a couple weeks back, you had the audacity, the gall, the unlimited gall to ask me if Jimmy Garoppolo was really that much better than C.J. Beathard.
I did.
Man, it's so frustrating watching this dude, man. I mean, he just sits back there. He just holds the ball in the pocket for like 8-9 seconds. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? What are you doing?
That was disrespectful.
But it's all, hey, man, it's all
might have
good.
been drunk. Might have been.
Yeah, you know, sometimes you get on that gym.
Yeah.
Yeah, shit happens. It happens to the best of us. But it's all
them
good.
yards be getting me though. And you told me, he's like, don't be fooled by them numbers.
Nobody. And one thing the Cardinals did do, I mean, Marquise Goodwin, he got loose for one long touchdown, but that was his only catch of the game. So they pretty much locked him down. Didn't let Kittle do too much, and they shut our run game down. Now I want them. I would love to see them sit Matt Breida down, because they keep throwing him back out there every week, and he keeps re-aggravating injuries. He's not 100% healthy, and he needs to sit down for a game or two to get healthy.
Yeah.
And we're just not doing that. But hey, at this point,
he do that standard shit that I like to do. It's like I'll go to work sick so you can see me sick, but then I'm gonna go home because I showed up as a warrior. So
there you go. All right, so hey, we are trying to solidify our spot for a top 3 pick, I guess. So another L, losing to the Cardinals. Next up, the LA Rams winning 29-27 over the Packers. And the Packers outplayed them for a good majority of this game. I thought they were going to walk away with it. But at the same time, the whole first half, I just kept telling myself, the Rams second half, they're going to come out like gangbusters.
Hey, dog, this one of them situations where you see a chink in that armor. I did not expect Green Bay's defense to show up like they did in that game. I did not expect that. But
they played very good. Now, with that said, that was probably the best game that they're gonna play this season.
Best game.
You know what I was also surprised at is because I think if you want to say there's a chink in the Rams, it's probably the defense. If you want to be picky,
I mean that offensive line they was on Jared Goff's ass like most of that game. It was a whole lot of 3 and outs in the first half.
Yeah. I was surprised though that the Packers pass game was able to get off the way that it was. Devontae Adams is a good receiver. You know, of course you got Aaron Rodgers, but man, he was beating Marcus Peters to sleep.
Marcus Peters ain't looked good to me since he got there. He has not.
You think he's really healthy? Because you know he had that, was it a high ankle sprain or some type of injury?
I remember he got hurt, and you hit me. I don't know where I was that you hit me on like a Thursday. Like he's starting. I was like, huh?
Right. That's what I was gonna say. Because it went from either him possibly going on IR, designated to return, or being out like 4 to 6 weeks to not even missing a game.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, he on that dirt shit from back in the day.
Right. So, because I think him and Akeem got hurt in the same game. So when you told me that, I was like, that don't make no sense. They said he was out for a while. So maybe he's not healthy. That makes a whole lot of sense. Mm-hmm. But you know, they made an addition we'll talk about in a bit. But they got it done. We're gonna talk about we can talk about it now. What's his name? Ty Montgomery?
Oh yeah, Ty Montgomery.
The play before this kickoff where he came out when allegedly, I'm gonna put these air quotes, allegedly he was told not to come out. I'm kind of sketchy on that because it's like one play you hear was his option. The next play you hear, he was told directly not to come out. I don't know which one's the truth. I really don't. But I would have liked to seen Aaron Rodgers get that ball with 2 minutes to go with a chance to go down there and kick a field goal to win that game. I would like to.
Because with them only needing the field goal, the way they had been moving up and down the field all day, I mean, high probability that they would have got that done. Now, whether Mason Crosby would, that I can't recall.
I want to say Aaron Donald got him once. I'll leave it at that. Aaron Donald got him once, I believe. It was late in the game. But
But yeah, with the Ty Montgomery thing, you're right. Was he told directly not to do it? Because a couple things kind of stand out to me. Looking at what McCarthy said, he was saying that the plan was to, kneel the ball, come out, yada, yada, yada. But he felt at the same time that Ty was just trying to make a play. That don't sound like, hey, I told that motherfucker to kneel and not come out.
Nope.
Also, when I went back and looked at the play, because I didn't see it live. When I went back and looked at the play, everybody on kick coverage was blocking and doing everything as if they were expecting a return. Normally, you have the protector back there to tell the player that's receiving the ball, don't come out. They're holding their hands up to stay in. That didn't happen. Didn't happen.
Right.
So that's why I'm a little fuzzy on, exactly what was said. Now, the players are saying that, they're pissed. They're saying that, he was told not to come out of the end zone or what have you. But it seems like there's always some communication errors when it comes to late game execution with this team. If you go back and look at,
I thought about. You remember a couple years ago? Was that Dallas, where that dude on special teams touched the ball he wasn't supposed to, and they lost that game? Or was that Seattle?
That's what I was just about to bring up, the playoff game in Seattle when you had, I forget who it was. He was supposed to block on the onside kick so Jordy could recover the onside kick, and he decided that he wanted to be the one to recover.
Right.
So it's always some communication with this, and that lies on the head coach.
I think he's gone this year. You said it already. Didn't you call that early this year?
Well, I say that I don't think they're going to make the playoffs. I said that at the beginning of the year. And if they don't make the playoffs, I think he's going to be gone. Absolutely.
Yeah. Aaron did his part. I mean, I can see the frustration because, what's his name? Mason Crosby cost them the Minnesota game, the Detroit game.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I was talking to you about it yesterday. I was like, well, would you cut Ty Montgomery for him not coming out? You was like, well, shit, that's no guarantee they would have won the game. But it's constant with this team.
No.
It's constant.
And not only that, now it wasn't no guarantee that they would have won. Like I said, I think it was a high probability that they go 40, 50 yards, whatever, get a field goal, at least an attempt. Whether Mason Crosby made it or not is another story. But just Ty Montgomery's versatility. And this team has a history of having injuries at the running back spot. So I just thought for those two reasons, it would be the reason that they wouldn't cut him. But, I mean, they did the next best thing, which is to trade him for a 7th-round pick.
When you trade for a 7th, that's damn near like, yeah, you're right. That's basically cutting you.
Yeah, get the hell out of here.
But did you see his apology and the comments he made?
No, I didn't. I saw all the assholes that was in his Instagram comments.
People are such suckers.
I saw that.
People are such suckers, but I like what he said in regards to we supposed to be brothers and we supposed to be teammates and we keep stuff in house. That ain't how people move. People testing my character and all that, because all these anonymous players,
right.
Yeah, and I guarantee you this, Aaron Rodgers may have been pissed off. I guarantee you he didn't run up on Ty Montgomery with that bullshit. I guarantee you he didn't. He might have felt the type of way. He might have. I promise you he didn't go up in his face screaming in that locker room. Promise you he didn't. Right. But nevertheless, they got New England on Sunday. We're going to see.
There it is. There's probably another L coming.
Basically.
And at this point, I'm invested in my prediction of them not making the playoffs, so I got to roll with it.
That was a pretty dope pick, too. That was pretty dope because it's looking that way now.
All right. So moving along here. We got to speed it up a little bit, I guess. Next up, the Sunday night game, the Saints. Hey, they pretty much dominated the Vikings 30-20, and I didn't expect that.
No, I didn't either. And as much as, I said before this game, I said, this is the type of game we need Kirk Cousins to show up in. Kirk Cousins wasn't the problem.
No.
Kirk Cousins wasn't the problem, people.
No, not at all. Not at all.
A lot of stuff, but that wasn't him. He ain't fumbled that ball. Them 2 times that those big-name wide receivers fumbled. New Orleans is pretty good, dog.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they're making me look good right now. After losing week 1, they are on a 6 or 7 game win streak.
So keep it
They're
up.
back running the ball.
Yeah.
Defense coming alive. They got a good one on Sunday though.
And Eli Apple actually played good this in his first game with them.
One thing I did not know about that trade until like the other day. I forgot that he played with Marshawn Lattimore. So you down there with the dude you started with at Ohio State. So that's kind of a comfort zone there. That kind of made sense. What they give up for him, like a fifth?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was like a fifth. Yeah, it was like a fifth.
So that's a solid little give up for a first round draft pick. You know, New Orleans is pushing all the right buttons. I don't know how it's gonna work out when it really counts, but we're gonna see. I'm looking forward to Sunday. It's a whole lot of games I'm looking forward to this week, but they got the Rams coming in New Orleans this Sunday, so I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, and you know what? I can't forget. You know what? We talked about Kirk Cousins. He did throw that pick six.
Okay, so he did throw a pick six, but those two fumbles was on the wire. I mean,
And I want to say it was in a crucial part of the game. But at any rate,
so he did the Kirk Cousins.
He did do the Kirk Cousins. Now that I'm thinking about it, yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. He did what he does.
Hey, but that 84 million guaranteed though.
Hey, legend at the bank, baby, legend at the bank. But the Vikings still in good shape, 4-3-1. Like I said, that division is very winnable. I expect them to win it. So they'd be all right.
The best team in the division right now.
In that division between the Packers, Lions, and the Bears, yeah.
Yeah, I feel pretty good about that.
Yeah, they'll be all right. They'll be all right. Monday night game last night, Patriots won 25-6.
That's all I got.
That's it. All right. All right. So, moving it along, people. So, what you want to hit on next? What's on these trades right quick? The ones that we haven't already kind of touched on.
All right. Shout out to the Houston Texans. Will Fuller tears his ACL. I saw it when it happened. I knew non-contact turf monster got him. So he's out with ACL for the year. They go out and get Demaryius Thomas for a fourth. I think Bebe gonna be all right because he'll be a 2 with this team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not sure if he has necessarily this the same amount of the speed element that Will Fuller had, but it's another solid 2 to put on the other side to loosen up coverage on DeAndre Hopkins. So in that regard, it's good. You've given Deshaun Watson another big target to work with. And I'm pretty sure Bebe is happy he can get from out of Denver. Get from other.
Traded, your contract stay the same, so he's still getting his bread.
There it is, and he's in a better situation. The women are better in Houston,
bruh.
Well, they don't have legal weed in Houston.
They don't have that legal weed though.
But hey, whatever with that. You don't need to be smoking.
Hey, no state taxes in Texas though.
There you go. It's a lot of wins. A lot of wins. Playing indoors.
Bingo.
In a weaker division.
Hey, Deshaun Watson, Case Keenum, win.
There you go. J.J. Watt. Well, he had solid pass rushers. He had a nice little defense in Denver too. But offensively, it's going to be a little bit better.
Sanders ain't Deshaun Watson, ain't DeAndre Hopkins. So
he good, but yeah, he ain't hot. He ain't hot.
Absolutely.
Let's see who else got traded today. So Dante Fowler. Golden Tate. Let's talk about that.
Go Golden Tate or Deontay?
No, let's go with that. I don't really have much on the DeAndre Fowler.
Yeah, I'm surprised. We can talk about that real quick. I'm surprised LA gave up a third and a fifth for a dude that's going to be unrestricted. I mean, I understand pushing your chips to the middle of the table, but he's unrestricted. You ain't about to tag him. He's a defensive end, so that tag probably, $20 million at DN, give or take?
Right, yeah. So, I mean, he's just more depth, just more somebody else to get after the quarterback because you already got Donald and Sue. So, I mean, I kind of like the move in the fifth round pick. I think they just swapped fifth round picks, if I'm not mistaken. So they get a little something back. But I kind of like that move for them. What I was going to say. Golden Tate.
Yeah, let's go to that one.
So Golden Tate, I know he's probably happy to get out of Detroit, even though Matthew Stafford, decent quarterback, but he'll be now playing with the Eagles. Carson Wentz.
Right.
Now they gave up a third. Now, when I first saw the trade, I'm like, why give up a third for somebody that's 30 years old and a free agent next year? But from what I was reading, there's some incentives in there or something. Have you read
Yeah,
up
and
on it?
I believe they get a comp pick too if he leaves, so they'll be straight either way.
That's what it was. I think the third if he would have left Detroit in free agency, I think they would have got a contributory pick, like a third.
Right.
So trading him for a third, is kind of giving them what they would have got. They would have lost him in free agency. I guess I'm looking at it from the Eagles standpoint.
Talk about what you were saying to me earlier. He's done most of his damage from the slot. Can he move that thing outside?
I think he can. I want to say he did it earlier in his career when he was with Seattle, if I'm not mistaken. But
I can not only remember Percy Harvin, Jermaine Kearse, and what's that other wide receiver? Doug Baldwin. That's the only receivers I forget when Golden Tate was there for some reason.
He was there for the Super Bowl. Remember, he left right after the Super Bowl.
He fought Percy Harvin like right before the Super Bowl, right?
Because Percy Harvin was only there for a short amount of time. He wasn't there very long.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Remember, they was already Seattle. They was already the Legion of Boom. They was already dominant when they got Percy Harvin. When they got him, everybody's like, "Oh shit, how are we gonna stop him now?" And then he barely did anything for him.
So he was on the first team that won.
Golden Tate.
Yeah.
I want to say
yeah.
I think
they couldn't pay him, so he left after the Super Bowl.
There you go.
I'm with you now.
Yeah.
Okay.
But from Philly's standpoint, now for me, I'm thinking that they needed somebody on the outside because you got Aguilar, and you've already moved Aguilar to the slot because he was looking out to be a bust playing on the outside. So are you putting him back out there? Or are you leaving him in the slot and you're going to move Tate to the outside? Because Tate hadn't been playing outside. He's been playing slot the last however many years. So I'm going to see how that works. But I'm pretty sure that Doug Peterson and company, they'll figure it out. But that's another good weapon with speed that Philly, I think, definitely needs because Alshon Jeffrey don't have no speed.
No, none.
So it's just another weapon. It's another weapon, especially since they running game is just, it's a good pick for him. I just don't know about a third round pick for somebody that's going to be 31 next year. And that's my only thing.
Yeah, I can't knock them for that. They're aggressive. I told you the other day I felt like corner should have been the goal, corner and running back. But, you can get Golden Tate for 1 year to put your chips in the middle of the table. Why not? I mean, they were already better than Dallas right now to me. They added Amari Cooper. You add Golden Tate. You're better than them.
Exactly. Exactly.
Was that all of them today?
There were a few. It's like I'm missing one or two.
I know I'm mad about LaShawn McCoy not getting traded. I just knew they weren't getting.
Wow, he must be on your fantasy team.
Nah, I picked him up yesterday. Some dude dropped him. I was like, I'll pick him up just so I can wait to see if he gets traded.
What kind of league are you in? What kind of league are you in that people are dropping Shady McCoy? Who they did? Was it Fournette that they dropped last week?
The money league, yes.
Jesus Christ. Oh, that's the one other one that I wanted to hit on. The Packers traded away Ha Clinton Dix to the Redskins.
That's crazy, ain't it?
Now, to me, I'm starting to kind of put some 2 and 2 together here. It could just be Diego's conspiracy, as I go on my shit sometimes. But are they prepping to get rid of Mike McCarthy? Are they prepping to restart this thing over?
It feels like it. Because why would you trade him? They don't win 3 games, right? At least 3.
Yeah.
And the leading team in the divisions won 4. And you're going to trade your starting safety. If you want to get rid of Montgomery, I get it because you got 2 young running backs there. I'm fine with that. But your starting safety, you're going to get rid of him. Your first-round starting safety from a couple years ago. It seemed like they're tanking. When did tanking become the shit in the NFL? Because that wasn't what they were doing before.
Well, I mean, it's kind of hard to take in the NFL, though. I think what the Packers are doing, they are moving certain pieces and doing just enough to say that they're still staying competitive. But just in case they are not, then they have already started their purge. Is what I think. Is what I think they're doing.
Gotcha.
But all right. So that was pretty much it on the highlights of most of the trades. Of course, there was a few others that we probably missed, but I think we hit the main ones.
We didn't touch on one thing though. That's a solid pickup for Washington though. That's a very solid pickup. Put him with DJ Swearinger. Yeah. That's a very solid pickup for them.
Yeah, because you already got Swearinger going down in the box doing his thing at strong safety. So, back there at free safety making plays. It's gonna be a good look for Washington. Their defense is straight. It's just gonna be a matter of how much can Alex Smith give you, and can Adrian Peterson continue to beat Father Time?
Absolutely.
All right. So let's get into last couple things that we got here before we get up out of here, people. So, we have been teasing y'all last couple of weeks, letting y'all know about Black Friday and what have you. So of course we told y'all we're gonna let y'all know these are the coaches that we think are on the hot seat and have a very good chance of meeting a realtor at the end of this year.
Yes, sir.
So your boy Hugh Jackson was on top of the list. That's already taken care of. He's already done. All right.
He's gone.
So next up, the rest of the list that we've this is a collaborative list. So it's not just mine. It's about two of ours together. We kind of messed up and did this. So Hugh Jackson,
absolutely.
Bill O'Brien, Vance Joseph, Todd Bowles, Mike McCarthy, Dirk Cutter, Adam Gase, Jay Gruden, Jason Garrett. Those are the 9 coaches. Again, one of them's already gone, but those are the coaches that we think have a good chance of getting fired at the end of the season.
You can take Bill O'Brien off that list.
Right. I'm going to start off with the couple that I think will actually make it and not be fired. I think Bill O'Brien is one of those people because he's got them on a 5-game winning streak. They're looking very good. Probably they're in a good place to win that division. So you take him off the list. Todd Bowles, I have him on the list, but I think Todd Bowles will still stick around because if they didn't fire him last year, I can't see him firing him this year. I think he's going to be good. Now, outside of that, it's going to get a little dicey.
Yes, sir.
Vance Joseph. There's already been rumblings the first 3 weeks of the season about him. So if they don't finish strong, pink slip. Mike McCarthy, we just touched on him. I think if they don't make the playoffs, I think enough is enough with him. I probably would have got rid of him a couple years ago, but I think he's definitely going after this year.
Yeah.
Dirk Cutter,
gone.
Adam Gase, gone. Jay Gruden. Now this one's a little tricky because right now Washington sits at top of the division. What would you do? Let's say they end up 8-8, 9-7, and either win the division or sneak in as a wild card. To me, that would just be a Band-Aid. That would just be a Band-Aid. It's just fool's gold. I don't think they'll do. Yeah. You think he makes it though?
Knowing the owner of that team, he'll stay. If they get the 9-7 and win that division, and right now they're at 5 wins. They're in the driver's seat for that division. So I think he'll be there.
Let me I'm pulling up their schedule right now. I'm looking at the rest of their schedule real quick because they are 5-2 right now. Philadelphia.
They got Philly 2 times.
Philly 6.
I know they got Philly 2 times. Dallas once, and they got the Giants one more time.
Philly 6.
I want to hear the other games.
Philly sits in second place in the division at 4-4. So they're 2 games up on Philly. So their next set of games. This week they host Atlanta. That could very well be a loss, depending on which Atlanta team comes to DC. Then they have Tampa, Houston, Dallas, Philly, New York, Jacksonville, Tennessee, and Philly. So they got a lot of winnable games in there. If they don't make the playoffs and they end up on 8-8 or less, I think Gruden gets a piece.
They should fire him. They don't make the playoffs. They won 5 games already.
Yeah, I really think I think he'll be gone if they don't make the playoffs. That's my opinion.
I'm with you on that.
All right. The other ones. Actually, I think this is the last one, right? In Dallas, Mr. Garrett, Jason Garrett.
Man, I don't got no faith in that shit. Jerry fired the offensive line coach today. They're gonna fire everybody else but him. Everybody. Jason Garrett should be fired, dog.
I mean, he should have been fired, but for some reason, you know, that's his boy. But like I said, we said a couple weeks ago, this is the first year Jerry's kind of speaking out a little bit. I'm gonna go out on the limb.
Dallas is in a good spot where they can go on a decent little run. They really can.
Let's take a look.
I don't think they're gonna win the division.
Well, so that's the thing. If they don't win, they 3-4. If they don't win the division, they're not going to get a wild card.
No,
they're not going to get a wild card. And their remaining games, they got to bye this week. No, I'm sorry, they had to bye last week. So coming off this bye, they're going to play Tennessee on Monday night. Then they got two.
They should win that.
You know what? Yeah, that was not making the playoffs. Let me read this schedule off to you. They got Tennessee Monday night.
Go ahead.
2 road games followed by that. They go to Philly. They come to Atlanta. They turn around and play the Redskins, the Saints, Philly again. Before they get a break playing the Colts in Indianapolis. That may not be a break. Tampa in New York. They're not making the playoffs. They're not making the playoffs. And Jason Garrett should be looking for a new job. He should be, but we'll see.
Damn. They ain't making the playoffs with that shit.
Nah. It's week 9 and they only have 3 wins. I'm sorry.
Hey, all right.
Only have 3 wins.
Real quick, over under 80 yards for Amari Cooper on Monday.
I'm gonna go under.
Tennessee got a solid defense though.
They got a solid defense, and Dakota is still his quarterback. And he still needs some time to get acclimated and what have you. So unless it's a big play or something like that, I don't see him, 8 to 10 catches where, he's getting up to 100 yards. I don't see that. Now he may break a big play, then he'll get to 80. But outside of that, I don't see it. And if Dallas is smart, they go back to feeding Zeke.
Hey, last question. Why you didn't have Marvin Lewis on the list?
Because Marvin Lewis has got another extension. You know what I'm saying? I think sometimes Marvin Lewis get 2 extensions in 1 year. Cincinnati just love extending him.
Bruh, they will never fire him.
Nope.
And
they would really have a decent. They really would have a decent case of doing it this year because they started off hot. They started off hot, and they have dropped the last 2 out of 3 games.
And they got decent talent. It's just they need a change of. They need a different voice in that locker room.
Right. And then this past week they got a W, but you needed a last second drive after you were dominating the game, and you let Fitzmagic and the Bucks come back on you. So I don't know. And then let's look at their next couple of games. I ain't even gonna go no further than the next 2. The Saints and then the Ravens.
You ain't shit.
Hey, watch they're 5-3 right now. In 2 weeks, watch their 5-5 and struggling.
Where's that Ravens game at though?
In Baltimore.
Okay, yeah, they're gonna win that game. That'll be good, Flacco. That'll be good, Flacco.
So
5-5. That's typical Cincinnati. What's the other ones? I just want to know.
Okay, so after they play the Ravens, then they host the Browns. That should be a W.
They'll win.
They host the Broncos. That could go either way.
That might be a win.
They got to go to the Chargers.
That's a loss.
They host the Raiders, and then they finish up the season in Cincinnati, and then the last game of the season is at Pittsburgh.
Like 8-8.
And more than likely that last game against Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh is going to be for either a wild card spot, a division, for something.
They'll finish 8-8 like they normally do.
But Marvin Lewis
7-9. So
Marvin Lewis don't need no realtor though. He gonna be good. He gonna be Gucci. He gonna be Gucci. Now. There it is.
All right. You got anything else?
Nah, champ. That's all I have for this week.
Who you got
Yeah.
on Saturday? LSU or Alabama?
I got Bama.
Okay.
I mean, as a UGA fan, I'm hoping that LSU wins because I want some get back.
Right.
You know, of course, we got to take care of business. We got Kentucky this week in Kentucky. But I want some get back from LSU in the SEC championship. And the only way that's going to happen is if they beat Bama. And so, we'll see. The game is in Baton Rouge, so that's a good thing. But Bama they look like an oil machine right now. I ain't seen the Bama team like this, like ever.
So,
absolutely. So there you have it. And then, NBA wise, I'm just putting my foot in the water a little bit. I still ain't really dove too much into it. I finally saw the end of a Laker game last night though. Only because it started at 8:30.
They really need Jimmy Butler in Minnesota. They need Jimmy Butler in Minnesota.
Yeah, they really do. And the Lakers, they got to learn how to play some defense.
They got to play some defense at some point. You got to guard somebody.
You have to.
Hey, Luke. I don't know if he's safe, dog. I don't know if he's safe. Ty Lue gonna start showing up around the facilities. Just be there.
Hey, they don't know. We don't need Tyler.
He was a Laker. He won a title with him. LeBron co-signs him.
Magic,
but let me ask you this before we get out of this. Nah, he don't. But I mean, it's championship pedigree. Let me ask you this though: why don't they play LeBron at point? Like, just legit play him. Start him at point and just go big.
Because then were you gonna put Lonzo and Rondo in the game together? That ain't gonna work.
I would play Bron at point, KCP at 2, Kuz at 3, or what's the boy Ingram 3 and 4, however you want to do it, and JaVale. I would love to see Bron at point, but they're small. That's one thing too. They're getting killed on the boards because they're small.
I actually like the lineup that they put out there last night. Lonzo and Kuz in the backcourt. Bron, Ingram, and JaVale McGee. So
they play Kuz at 2? Okay.
They play Kuz at 2. So you ain't have nobody on the court under, what is Lonzo, 6'6"?
He's 6'6", 6'7", around there.
Yeah. So that's the lineup that they put out there last night. From what I can see, last couple games, I think KCP is going to be – he's going to be battling for minutes. I don't see minutes for him because he's not better. He's not better than Josh Hart. So
Josh Hart's taking the minutes. He got dog in him.
There you go. So hopefully they'll figure it out. They're 2-5. LeBron team starts slow, but this is a younger team. He had all-stars and superstars. And people talking about them starting off slow when he came back to Cleveland and in Miami. But he had superstars and all-stars with him.
You said they're 2-5. That's 7 games. So all you Lakers fans who are jumping off of bridges and shit right now, they got 75 more games to go.
Absolutely.
So they got time.
All right. So we're going to get up out of here, people. Hey, tell these people where to reach you at on social media.
At RK6000, holla at me. I talk sports.
All right, and you have to follow me at Diego Barish. I'm on Twitter as well. Don't forget to check us out on the AA Sportscast Twitter, Facebook, and IG page. And we always posting episodes there. Y'all will see this episode posted later on tonight and early in the morning. So for Uncle Hate, your boy Diego Barishnikov, AA Sports, baby, straight sports, no chaser. We up out of here, and we'll get up at y'all on Thursday when we do our Week 9 picks. Holla at y'all. Peace.